Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between the mountains, there lived a little dog named Bholu. Bholu was not like the other dogs. He was small and had a patchy coat, but he had a heart full of courage. He lived with a kind farmer named Ramu, who treated him like family. Bholu loved to accompany Ramu on his daily chores, barking happily as they tended to the fields and took care of the animals. One sunny morning, as Bholu and Ramu were working in the fields, they heard a loud noise coming from the nearby forest. It sounded like someone was in trouble. Bolu's ears perked up, and he immediately ran toward the sound. "Wait, Bholu," Ramu called, but the little dog was already on a mission. As Bholu entered the forest, he followed the sound and soon found a little girl named Mira, trapped under a fallen branch. She was crying for help. Bholu rushed over and barked loudly, trying to get her attention. "Don't worry, I'll help you," he seemed to say. Mira looked at the little dog, surprised. "How can you help me? You're so small." But Bholu was determined. He started to bark and scratch at the branch with all his might. Though he was small, his spirit was unyielding. After a lot of effort, he managed to push the branch enough for Mira to wriggle out. "Thank you, brave little dog," Mira exclaimed, tears of relief in her eyes. "I thought I was stuck forever. But how did you know I needed help?" Bholu wagged his tail proudly. He didn't have a way to speak, but he was glad he could help. Mira hugged him tightly, and from that day on, they became the best of friends. After their adventure, Bholu and Mira would often explore the forest together. They discovered hidden paths, beautiful flowers, and even a sparkling stream. Bholu loved showing Mira all the secret places he had found in the woods. But their happiness didn't last long. One evening, as they were playing near the stream, they noticed dark clouds gathering in the sky. A storm was approaching. "We should go home before it starts to rain," Bholu barked, leading the way back. But as they neared the village, they saw a group of wolves lurking near the entrance. The wolves were hungry and looking for prey. Bolu's heart raced. He knew he had to protect Mira. "Stay behind me," he growled softly. Mira was frightened, but she trusted Bholu. The little dog stood tall, barking fiercely at the wolves, trying to scare them away. The wolves laughed at the sight of the tiny dog standing bravely before them. "What can you do, little pup?" one of the wolves sneered. But Bholu was undeterred. He darted back and forth, barking loudly and showing no fear. Suddenly, Bholu had an idea. He remembered the loud noises he and Ramu used to make to scare off crows from the fields. He quickly picked up a stick and began to drag it across the ground, making a loud scratching noise. The sound echoed through the trees, startling the wolves. "What is that noise?" one wolf asked, looking around nervously. Bholu took this opportunity to growl and bark even louder, making the noise seem more intimidating. The wolves, confused and frightened, decided it was best to retreat. "Run away, you cowards," Bholu barked triumphantly. The wolves, taken by surprise, fled into the forest, never to return. Mira was amazed. "You did it, Bholu. You scared them away. You're a hero," she cheered, hugging him tightly. Bholu felt proud and happy, knowing he had protected his friend. When they returned to the village, Ramu was waiting anxiously. "Bholu. Mira. I was so worried about you," he exclaimed, kneeling down to hug them both. "What happened?" Mira recounted the story of Bholu's bravery. And Ramu's eyes widened in disbelief. "You are a true hero, Bholu. I knew you had a big heart, but I never imagined you could be so brave." From that day on, Bholu was no longer just a little dog. He was the village hero. Everyone loved him for his courage, and he became known as Bholu the Brave. The villagers built a small statue in his honor, depicting the little dog standing tall against the wolves. Bholu continued to live happily with Ramu and Mira, always ready for new adventures. He taught everyone that courage comes in all sizes and that true bravery means standing up for those we love. And so, the village prospered. Always safe under the watchful eyes of their little hero, Bholu.